Good morning, everyone. We have the privilege to extend a heartfelt welcome to Honorable Dr. Justice Dhananjay Yashwant Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Rajesh Bindal, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Sheel Nagu, Chief Justice, Punjab and Haryana High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Gurmeet Singh Sandhawalia, Judge, Punjab and Haryana High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Arun Palli, Judge, Punjab and Haryana High Court, Honorable Mrs. Justice Lisa Gill, Judge, Punjab and Haryana High Court and Chairperson, Computer Committee and Artificial Intelligence Committee, Chief Justices, Chairpersons and members of Computer Committee of various High Courts from all over India, resource persons and their worthy spouses, Honorable Retired Judge of Supreme Court of India, Honorable Retired Chief Justices and Judges of High Court, Advocate Generals of the State of Punjab and Haryana, Senior Standing Counsel, UT Chandigarh, President, Vice President and Secretary of Bar Council of Punjab and Haryana, Acting President and Secretary of the Bar Association, Punjab and Haryana High Court, Senior Advocates, CPCs, members of the press, ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you all to the National Conference on the Landscape of Technology in Courts in India and the Way Forward, held under the aegis of the E-Committee, Honorable Supreme Court of India, which has achieved remarkable success in each of the endeavors undertaken under the visionary guidance of the Honorable Chief Justice of India. This moment symbolizes remarkable journey of Indian judiciary into a new era of digitization. Lord Denning once said, "The law cannot stand still, it must forever change." The shift in the way courts operate while adopting technology denotes the progressive approach of the judicial system. It is my privilege to invite Chief Justice of Punjab and Haryana High Court, Honorable Mr. Justice Sheel Nagu. Honorable Chief Justice, with his calm, gentle, yet firm demeanor in the short span of time, has inspired us to take forward the process of integration of technology in our judicial system. I humbly invite Lordship to kindly deliver the welcome address.
Namaskar to all, and a very good morning to one and all, and welcome to the beautiful city of Chandigarh. Honorable Dr. Justice Dhananjay Yashwant Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Honorable Mr. Justice Rajesh Bindal, Judge, Supreme Court of India, Chief Justices of High Courts, Chairpersons and members of the Computer Committee of the High Courts, my sister and brother judges of Punjab and Haryana High Court, Director Judicial Academy, Chandigarh, esteemed faculty members, distinguished guests, legal luminaries, and ladies and gentlemen. It is my proud privilege and honor to extend a warm welcome to each one of the participants of this national conference on the landscape of technology in courts in India and the way forward. Honorable the Chief Justice of India, as Patron-in-Chief and Chairperson of E-Committee Supreme Court of India, spearheads the campaign to enable justice delivery system to reach the last man standing in the queue with the aid of technology. Some of the initiatives in this direction are e-Supreme Court reports, integrated case management information system, Supreme Court of India online RTI portal, translation of judgments in regional languages, advocates online appearance portal, e-filing 2.0, establishment of e-Seva Kendra, free Wi-Fi in premises, initiation of futuristic courts, use of artificial intelligence to transcribe oral arguments, neutral citations, suswagatam for visitors, and many more. Honorable the Chief Justice of India, We are grateful and delighted to have you here, sir. We are honored to welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant is the son of the soil who tirelessly strives for betterment of judiciary in the nation, so also in the state of Punjab, Haryana and Chandigarh. Honorable Justice Suryakant is a source of strength and inspiration for entire legal fraternity. I am sure that we all shall be benefited by his words of wisdom. Thank you, sir, for being with us. We are delighted to welcome Honorable Mr. Justice Rajesh Bindal, Judge, Supreme Court of India, and look forward to his informative, incisive, and educative discourses during the conference. I am sure that you will enlighten all of us. We are grateful for your presence, sir. I extend my warm welcome to all Chief Justices of High Courts and their companion judges who have taken the trouble of traveling long distances and to make this conference successful. Thank you for being with us. Today we embark upon a journey to explore the transformative role of technology in enhancing the efficiency, accessibility, and transparency of our courts. As we navigate the complexities of digital age, it is imperative to harness the power of technology to modernize our judicial processes while upholding the principles of justice and fairness. Digital advancement in present times permeates every facet of our lives. Legal landscape cannot remain untouched. Technology has the power to revolutionize the functioning of our courts. Over the past 2 decades, there have been remarkable advancements in the adoption of technology within our judicial system. The integration of technology into judiciary is not just a necessity, but an opportunity to transform our courts into more efficient, transparent, and accessible institutions. Let us acknowledge the profound impact of case information systems, CIS, and the e-courts. These innovations have revolutionized how cases are managed from institution to disposal. Gone are the days of cumbersome paperwork and manual processes. Lawyers and litigants can now file cases electronically, submit documents seamlessly, and track proceedings effortlessly. This not only accelerates the pace of justice, but also reduces administrative bottlenecks. Courts have seamlessly transitioned to virtual hearings, ensuring continuity in dispensing justice. This technology has eliminated geographical barriers, enabling remote participation and minimizing logistical constraints for lawyers, litigants, and witnesses alike. Online portals provide unprecedented access to judgments, legal databases, and procedural guidelines. The high range of internet penetration throughout the geographical terrain of our country empowers citizens with knowledge of their rights and liabilities, thereby fostering a more informed, engaged, transparent, accountable, democratic, and empowered society. The journey towards a technologically advanced judiciary is a continuous process that requires vision, commitment, and collaboration. Over the course of this conference, we will be privileged to hear some distinguished guests who will illuminate us with their insights on various facets of technology in legal domain. From discussions on paper-free courts to the implementation of virtual hearings, from the challenges of data security privacy to the promise of artificial intelligence in legal research, our agenda is rich with topics that are pivotal to shaping the future of our judiciary. I extend a hearty welcome to all the speakers and participants who have generously agreed to share this dais, expertise and experiences. Your presence today reflects your commitment to the advancement of our judicial system and your dedication to ensuring access to justice for all. I would also like to acknowledge the diligent efforts of the organizing committee, whose meticulous planning and hard work have made this conference possible. Once again, a warm welcome to all participants. Thank you and Jai Hind.
Thank you, Lordship, for valuable insights into the objectives of the conference. Punjab and Haryana High Court is honored by the presence of esteemed dignitaries who, with their exemplified excellence, have left an indelible mark on Indian judicial system. As a token of gratitude, I request Honorable Mr. Justice Sheel Nagu, Chief Justice, Punjab and Haryana High Court, to kindly present memento to Honorable Chief Justice of India, I now request Honorable Mr. Justice Gurmeet Singh Sandhawalia, Judge, Punjab and Haryana High Court, to kindly present memento to Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Thank you, Lordship. I request Honorable Mr. Justice Arun Palli, Judge, Punjab and Haryana High Court, to kindly present memento to Honorable Mr. Justice Rajesh Bindal, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Only a few moments are as historic as this one. To make it memorable, for it to remain etched in our memory forever, I request Honorable Chief Justice of India to release the souvenir of the National Conference. The souvenir symbolizes journey of the Punjab and Haryana High Court and the history of computerization in this court. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome ever so humble, a beacon of light, Honorable Mr. Justice Suryakant, Judge, Supreme Court of India. Lordship requires no introduction. He has constantly blessed us with his wisdom and support. His Lordship's dedication to legal acumen and reform is ever inspiring. His Lordship has been a prominent figure in national and international legal circles, organizing and participating in prestigious conferences that contribute to the discourse on legal matters and development of legal jurisprudence. His Lordship's journey, marked by dedication, expertise, and a commitment to justice, stands as a testament to his unwavering resolve and passion for law. We are honored by the presence of Lordship today. I humbly request Lordship to address the gathering.
Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Honorable Chief Justice of India, Justice Rajesh Bindal, Judge Supreme Court of India, Justice Sheel Nagu, Honorable the Chief Justice of Punjab and Haryana High Court, Honorable the Chief Justices and Judges of participating High Courts, distinguished Judges of the Punjab and Haryana High Court, Honorable the former Chief Justices and Honorable Judges, mostly from the Punjab and Haryana High Court, learned Advocate General Punjab, Haryana, Senior Standing Counsel for Union Territory of Chandigarh, Senior Advocates, Officers of the High Court and Judicial Academy, former Director of the Judicial Academy, distinguished guests, participants, friends from media. I am glad to be here with you all today at this national conference on the landscape of technology in courts in India and the way forward. This conference, I believe, is a vibrant platform for discussing the integration of technology in the judicial system, exploring the advancements made so far, and envisioning future developments. We undoubtedly live in an era where technology is not just an enabler, but an essential feature of progress. The judiciary also cannot lag behind in embracing the transformable power of technology to meet the demands of modern society. The integration of advanced technology into our judicial system is the need of the hour to enhance the overall efficiency of our courts and ensure access to timely justice. The evolution and use of technology has immensely impacted our daily lives. The Indian judiciary is also getting transmuted with its positive impact. We have electronic filing, case management software, judgment portal, websites, and mobile applications, and several other apps. With the click of a finger, a computer machine performs tasks in a certain manner that gives us a desired output. I visited the website of e-committee to better understand their methodology of developing and deploying case information system at the district courts. I can't help but congratulate the e-committee team for their ideation and execution of developing a core level software for all users. Well, I must pause here and admit my limitations about software development, but these are my thoughts from a layperson's perspective. In my 2.5-decade-old journey into judgeship, I have witnessed firsthand the challenges and opportunities that technology brings to the judiciary. One of the most profound changes I have observed is the paradigm shift in how we perceive justice delivery in this age of technology. No longer confined to physical courtrooms, justice can now transcend geographical barriers, bringing legal recourse within reach of even the most remote corners of our nation. This democratization of access to justice is a value that contributes towards a just system of law. The outbreak of COVID-19 has been the rarest of rare events till date in human history, when millions of people remained confined within the four walls of their homes without the firing of a single bullet. Technology came handy in improving access to justice during this dark hour. What became a solution for the challenges of the COVID-19 pandemic has now become a way to everyday judicial proceedings right up to the Supreme Court. Technology was perhaps at the best when during the Special Lok Adalat 2024, convened by the Supreme Court, all the benches, panels, advocates, litigants, state executive, member secretaries of SALSA and DLSs remained connected through video conferencing, which would have been otherwise unthinkable without the help of technology. The access to justice involves providing everyone in a community with the ability to have adequate and comprehensive representation in the legal process. It is essential to take unconventional and innovative steps towards the infusion of an inclusive mechanism for the realization of true access to justice. Technology is one hope for closing some gaps in the legal system and increasing accessibility. It can help eliminate the errors, time and cost of the legal landscape in the long run. The sheer volume of cases, coupled with the complexity of legal proceedings, has often led to significant delays in the delivery of justice. Here, technology may offer a powerful solution to this persistent challenge by streamlining processes, enhancing transparency, and ultimately speeding up the dispensation of justice. The e-filing, digital case management system, digitization of records, electronic documentation, and virtual courtrooms all have played a significant role in the capacity building of the Indian judiciary. Remote hearings have ensured that justice continues to be delivered without interruption despite physical restrictions. There is a strong message of delivering justice at the doorstep. This not only maintains the continuity of court proceedings but also highlights the potential for permanent adoption of virtual hearings in certain types of cases for reducing the burden on physical courtrooms. We also need to think how to best integrate artificial intelligence in our legal system. AI can play a crucial role in legal documentation. It can also allow legal practitioners to focus more on complex and substantive issues, thereby enhancing the overall productivity of our justice delivery system. While appreciating the landscape of technology in Indian courts, it is equally important to maintain the sanctity of court proceedings and also to ensure that the gap among the digital divide of haves and have-nots is reduced by our conscious efforts. I am sure the brainstorming exercise in this conference will enlighten us about the good practices adopted by various courts and how best to keep disruption-free virtual conference services and avoid any other pitfalls or attempts of sabotage. Technology may not have the answer to all our questions, but it certainly is a great tool to streamline our workflow and reach out to our citizens across the length and breadth of the country. The National Conference is a sincere effort to get the progress-minded members of our judicial tribe and domain experts together to conceptualize possible solutions and the way forward. Having said that, I wish to remind us all of a recent incident. I think Honorable Chief Justice also highlighted at one point of time. This July, Honorable Chief Justice of India and some of us were headed to Madurai for a High Court function. During our journey, the CrowdStrike outage occurred, shutting down more than 8.5 million window systems around the world. There was a severe global impact on air traffic, banking, online business, road and railway movements. We were not sure at the Delhi airport whether our flights will take off. During those anxiety-ridden moments came an authentic assurance that most of the airlines in India were operational, though their timings were affected. Upon further inquiry, we were told that in India, pilots are invariably trained in manual landing and manual takeoff. This self-reliance helped in taking out our crisis at that moment. The same incident, while the whole world stood shaken, some nations were totally unaffected by the blackout because they have developed their own indigenous programs. An important aspect to keep in mind when we talk about technology and digitizing the judicial infrastructure is the need to develop homegrown software and hardware so as to avoid vulnerability and deliberate malfeasance. I sincerely hope that the stalwarts of Indian judiciary and subject experts will inspire collaboration, innovation, and cooperation among all of us to strengthen the right to access to justice and right to administration of justice. I wish all the keynote speakers, participants, and organizers of this national conference my heartfelt best wishes. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you, Lordship, for the inspiring words. We are really fortunate to draw from the vast reservoir of your knowledge. This gathering is grateful to be graced by someone who, as Charles Dickens wrote, has a heart that never hardens, and a temper that never tires, and a touch that never hurts. We take immense pleasure in welcoming Honorable Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Chief Justice of India. Under Lordship's able guidance, the justice delivery system has been made accessible to all, regardless of any constraints whatsoever. The adoption of latest technology, as also referred to by the honorable dignitaries in their address, are just a few instances where Lordship's efforts have created wonders, not only for the legal fraternity, but also for the litigants. His Lordship has inspired us immensely by running a fully paperless court, thereby instilling belief in all of us to venture into advanced technological phase with full faith. We are deeply honored by his presence on this occasion today. I humbly invite Lordship to kindly address the gathering.
Brother Justice Suryakant, my Brother Justice Rajesh Bindal, Chief Justice Sheel Nagu, the distinguished judges of the Punjab and Haryana High Court who are here on the dais with us, Brother Gurmeet Singh Sandhavalia, Brother Justice Arun Pally, Justice Lisa Gill, all the Chief Justices who have come here from near and far, judges, members of the computer committees, former judges of the High Court who have really honored us by their presence this morning, and of course, all the members of the registry and the other staff associated with the ICT committees. I just thought when I heard that little introduction by the compere for me, that such a unabashedly uncritical appreciation of the lead speaker of the day is made only by two people in life, a daughter or a sister. So, I'm sure my wife may not necessarily accept of all that is so warmly said, but on a lighter vein, when I was visiting my sister in the United States a few years ago, her young daughters told me that there are only two people in the life of your sister, that is their mother, who can never make a mistake. One is the pet dog, and the other is the brother. But thank you very much for that very warm introduction. Well, I'm delighted to deliver the inaugural address at the National Conference, which aims to explore the transformative impact of technology on India's courts and map our future trajectory. The very convening of this conference this morning underscores the significant progress we have made in harnessing technology to enhance justice delivery. Even before I assumed office of the Chief Justice of India, I have had the privilege of serving as a chairperson of the E-Committee of the Supreme Court. I have closely watched the remarkable evolution in our discourse on the subject over the last 4 years. We have progressed from discussions about recognizing the need for technology to delving into its intricacies and best practices. Today, technology is acknowledged as an indispensable catalyst for accessible justice. This paradigm shift is indeed heartening. There is no better evidence of the depth and nuance of our discourse about technology than the very agenda of this conference, which has been so carefully curated by our colleagues from the High Court of Punjab and Haryana. The carefully curated discussions over the next 2 days on a range of themes, from technical strategies to critical issues like artificial intelligence and data security, reflect the maturity of our discussions on the role of technology in justice delivery in our country. We are no longer now discussing whether we should adopt technology, but rather how best we can harness it. I still remember the time when I was a young judge of the Bombay High Court and Chief Justice V.N. Khare had convened a conference on technology. So we were about 20 judges and all the Chief Justices lined up in what is now the judges' lunchroom. Everyone had a desktop in front of them. You were told to operate your own desktop, and they were trying to tell us everything from how to open your desktop. Most of the Chief Justice and most of the judges in the lounge that conference, I remember, had their desktops completely blank. Nobody knew how even to open a desktop. So that was where we began. This was probably around 2004 or so. But how much we have now transformed as an institution and as individuals. People often see me approach the dais and say, or at the very least think to themselves, "Oh, Chief, are you going to talk about technology once again?" Many a time these people are indeed right, but something that many of them may not realize is that technology, being a tool to access to justice, is not just a modern convenience or a trendy topic. It is deeply intertwined with the very foundations of our republic. Not only does the use of technology make our courts more accountable and responsive, it also brings people closer to the courtroom. The use of technology is therefore intrinsically linked to the values of transparency, democracy, and equitable access to justice, which lie at the cornerstone of our republic. In my address today, I will briefly illustrate how the use of technology by our courts is enhancing each of these foundational values. I believe that openness illuminates, while secrecy obscures. A quintessential example of technology augmenting transparency in our judicial system is the live streaming of cases and the facility of hybrid hearings. Virtual hearings are no longer an exception born out of necessity of COVID, but are a normative practice in judicial fora across the country, from the apex court to all the tribunals. Over the last 4 years, the Supreme Court has heard over 8 lakh cases through video conferencing or the hybrid hearing facility. This shift amplifies transparency and accountability for all stakeholders, litigants, lawyers, and the public. With hybrid hearings, lawyers can now appear before courts across the country, ensuring that the best legal representation is accessible to our citizens. Significantly, even litigants can now log into their hearings and witness proceedings firsthand. They are no longer dependent on intermediaries or the version of the hearing narrated by their lawyers. This increased openness also holds us judges accountable for our words, actions, and demeanor. In many ways, by embracing technology, we have transformed the theoretical open court system into a practical reality. Innovative initiatives like the National Judicial Data Grid, or NJDG, have revolutionized transparency in our judicial system. With just a few clicks, NJDG now provides real-time data on case pendency, institution, and disposal rates, empowering citizens to monitor court efficiency. I would invite Chief Justices particularly to encourage all the administrative judges of the high courts to use the facility of the NJDG. The virtual justice clock installed in courts across the country takes this a step further, offering visual representation of these key parameters. This transparency enables citizens to hold us accountable for our performance and efficiency and raise pertinent questions. Similarly, the transcripts of arguments before the constitution benches of the Supreme Court using artificial intelligence have created a valuable, freely available resource for researchers, legal practitioners, and academics. These AI-generated transcripts offer a reliable record of deliberations and legal arguments presented before the Supreme Court. I too have found them to be extremely helpful when crafting judgments on complex questions of law. I often find myself revisiting the transcripts to better appreciate the nuances of the arguments before the court. When future generations interpret our judgments, these recordings will reflect the perspectives of the legal minds that shaped our decisions. When interpreting landmark judgments, future generations will be able to better contextualize the observations of our court by reviewing the arguments which were presented. In this way, transparency not only makes our institution more accountable, but also enhances the quality of our jurisprudence. When I was invited to become a judge of the High Court in 1998, I consulted a lot of very learned people because I was not very sure whether I should accept the offer. And one of those very learned people in our profession I consulted was Justice A.P. Sen, who wrote the famous ADM Jabalpur judgment. And Justice A.P. Sen invited me to his home in Nagpur and said, well, there is a distinction between the life of a lawyer and the life of a judge. He said, a judge always leaves footprints in the sand, on the sand, and those footprints are the written word which you have crafted. But he said the lawyers, however eminent, the brilliance of their argument is lost to future generations. So he says, please decide whether or not to accept judgeship based on what you want to be 20 or 25 years down the line. But perhaps Justice A.P. Sen did not have the benefit of modern technology. Because today, the transcripts of legal argument that we are presenting will be an eternal resource of what brilliant legal minds argued in the courts. See how it is transforming the face of our judiciary. No longer will the output of the Indian judiciary be judged by what is written in judgments, but equally by the contributors to those judgments in terms of the innovative arguments which they make. So the lawyer's argument, the lawyer's personality, the turn of phrase, the heat, the dust, and of course the camaraderie in courts can now be all incorporated in this virtual world that we live in. Beyond transparency, the facility of hybrid hearings also plays a vital role in increasing access to justice. A classic example of this, as Brother Suryakant mentioned, is a special Lok Adalat organized by the Supreme Court last week. Through this initiative, we successfully disposed of over 1,000 pending cases, bringing relief to litigants who had been waiting for several years in areas as diverse as land acquisition, service, consumer protection, civil, motor accident claims, check dishonor cases, across the spectrum. A Lok Adalat of this scale would not have been possible without the assistance of technology. And even after the Lok Adalat got over last week, we are still dealing with the remnants of the cases which were almost settled, where you have on the large video conferencing screen district legal services authorities from all over the country, right from Meghalaya to Assam to Kerala, Tamil Nadu. You just name the DLSA, Punjab and Haryana. You have DLSAs across the country which are assisting us. Members of the DLSAs, litigants and lawyers from all corners of the country, from remote villages to metropolitan cities, participated effortlessly, courtesy of the hybrid hearing facility. This not only enhanced efficiency, but also promoted equity and accessibility. Litigants and lawyers did not have to endure lengthy travels, saving time, money, and resources, and thereby realizing the core objectives of the Lok Adalat. And I would like to publicly acknowledge the wonderful work and almost dedicated work with a single-minded purpose which was rendered by my very distinguished and senior colleague, Justice Suryakant, for the success of this Lok Adalat. For democracy to truly flourish, every citizen must feel connected to the institutions of our nation. While the burden of bearing this responsibility is often placed on the executive and the legislature, I firmly believe the judiciary must play an equally vital role. One significant barrier preventing citizens from engaging with the judiciary, especially the High Court and the Supreme Court, is language. Our higher judiciary predominantly carries out its official work in English. In a linguistically diverse nation, this poses a logistical challenge, balancing accessibility with consistency and uniformity. Here too, technology has emerged as a powerful enabler. With the help of artificial intelligence software called the Supreme Court Vidik Anuvad software or SUVAS, the Supreme Court is actively translating its judgments and orders into regional languages. We are working hard to expand this initiative and translate the judgments of the Supreme Court in all scheduled languages. Let me just give you just a few pieces of data. As of date, 69,841 judgments of the Supreme Court. There are totally about 37,000 since independence. We have a total of 69,841 judgments which have been translated and uploaded on the ESCR portal. Punjabi is second. 20,119 judgments of the Supreme Court already translated and uploaded. Hindi leads the back, 36,280. And then you have Malayalam 1887, 1,887, Marathi 2,417, Tamil 2,488, Telugu 1,094, Gujarati 1,391, among other languages. Democratizing the judicial system, however, requires more than just installing world-class technological infrastructure. Our role must also extend to ensuring that this technology reaches and benefits every corner of the country. To complement our virtual infrastructure, the establishment of e-Seva Kendras nationwide is essential. We have established the Multi-Facilitation Center in the Supreme Court, which is a state-of-the-art facility which provides every kind of e-service to anybody who enters the Supreme Court. To complement our virtual infrastructure, it's essential that we ensure that every court establishment in the country has e-Seva Kendras. These centers empower litigants to access case information, judgments, and orders. They also facilitate e-filing and provide essential support. In many ways, they bridge the access to justice gap for the common citizen, who may not have access to or may require hand-holding to utilize our virtual facilities. We must prioritize empathy and support. Regular workshops and training sessions are crucial to ensure a smooth transition and equip all stakeholders with the necessary skills. This guarantees that no one is left behind in our march towards technological advancement. As part of our message and mission of inclusion, we have been holding training programs for differently abled staff of our high courts across India. And the idea has been to make the differently abled staff in the high courts and the district judiciary, especially the visually challenged, aware of the latest technological tools which are now available for them to do their work effectively. These members of the staff do not have to do only back office work. They can be doing cutting-edge work like everyone else. This address would be incomplete if I did not speak about the hotly contested role played by artificial intelligence in the judicial process and the legal profession. Recently, someone shared a thought-provoking quote with me that resonated with me, and let me quote that. And the quote is, "I want artificial intelligence to do my dishes and laundry so that I can do my art and writing, and not for artificial intelligence to do my art and writing so that I can do my dishes and laundry." While we must welcome artificial intelligence for tasks that can be automated, we must ensure that it does not encroach upon creative processes that are inherently human. In fact, I believe that artificial intelligence can never supplant these uniquely human endeavors. It can augment but never replace the innovative spark, emotional intelligence, and nuanced judgments that define our humanity. The Supreme Court of India has opened up its web portal for its second hackathon yesterday. This hackathon is going to focus on artificial intelligence. And we have opened up the hackathon until the 31st of August on two themes. The first theme that we are speaking for the hackathon is how do we use artificial intelligence to lift the metadata of all the case files, names of parties, case number, all the details that we have for the purpose of ensuring that we can cure the defects of the cases which are listed before the court. The second theme that we are propounding is how do we use artificial intelligence to develop intelligent chatbots so that we can provide to our litigants in languages which they understand what, for instance, a woman who is in need of maintenance has to do to access the court. So these two, we believe, will be eye-openers for all of us. But we have to also acknowledge that though our systems and processes within the judiciary are strong, the world outside is moving at an enormously rapid pace. And I think it is time that we open ourselves as the Indian judiciary to ideas from beyond the judiciary. Not just from beyond us as judges and lawyers, but also beyond us as technical personnel in the Indian judiciary. There are some fantastic startups which are doing work now in the outside the Indian judiciary. There's some amazing cutting-edge thinking work which is going on outside the Indian judiciary. And let's be open to absorb the ideas. Sometimes you always like to dwell in a cocoon of comfort. When you are challenged, we all retreat and say, that's not my comfort zone, and therefore you want to exclude any open ideas. Let's be open to ideas of people outside the judiciary who will challenge us, who will try and tell us how to do the things which we have been doing, even in terms of IT, so much better. It is when we allow an exploration of the nooks and crannies of the judiciary that truly we'll get some of the best ideas into our system. This wisdom also applies to the legal profession and must guide our approach to the role of artificial intelligence. Sophisticated legal argumentation continues to remain in the exclusive realm of human lawyers. However, several routine tasks such as case law research, filing of pleadings, reviewing contracts, and conducting due diligence can deeply benefit from AI and automation. In fact, relegating such tasks to artificial intelligence leaves lawyers with more time and bandwidth. They can focus their time on high-value activities such as legal strategy, innovative argumentation, and personalized client services. For instance, in the Indian market, there is a mushrooming of artificial intelligence software for legal research and contract drafting. In my opinion, we must welcome these initiatives instead of fearing their potential. On a lighter note, I've heard that several chambers now of lawyers are putting their interns to the test by cross-checking their research with these AI-generated results. A nightmare for young interns, I imagine. In many ways, I believe that the transition to AI will mirror the earlier embrace of technology by lawyers. It will augment efficiency without impacting the foundation skills of our profession. I recall my early days as a junior lawyer struggling to prepare lengthy pleadings within tight deadlines. And Mumbai pleadings are generally much more prolix than the rest of the country. The drudgery of tedious tasks like manually numbering pages, compiling documents, and creating indexes consumed precious time. A single revision suggested by my senior meant restarting the entire process. Fast forward to today, advanced PDF software and e-filing systems have revolutionized the workflow. These advancements have freed younger lawyers from hours of mundane tasks, allowing them to focus on honing essential skills like rigorous legal analysis, persuasive writing, and thoughtful problem solving, the very foundations of our profession. On that note, I extend my warmest wishes to all of you for a productive and enriching conference. My colleagues from the Supreme Court, who will be chairing various sessions over the next 2 days, will undoubtedly return with a bag full of innovative ideas to implement in our court. May this conference spark meaningful connections, ignite fresh ideas, and drive progress in our shared pursuit of justice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Lordship. Your words are inspiring to us all. I request you all to please rise for national anthem.